In the UK, there's only one poisonous snake, and that's the adder, and a bite is rarely fatal. Other snakes that are kept in captivity are harmful, but these are not in the countryside. In the UK, there are hundreds of people who are bitten by adders, and an unspecified number of dogs also are bitten. Generally speaking, snakes do not attack. They would much rather move away from people and dogs, but when they are threatened, they can bite. This could be when you're walking through undergrowth, or with dogs, they can also play with the snake, causing it to bite. The common times for adder bites are from February to October, with the peak season June to August. Many people are bitten on the toes and feet, but half of all cases of people who are bitten are on their hands, where they try to pick up the snake or try and kill it. Even a dead snake does have a bite reflex, so leave it alone even if it's dead. People who take part in outdoor pursuits of all types can come across snakes as they're in riverbanks to cliffs. So whether you are a walker or a rock climber, always be aware at all times. When you're bitten, you may just think you've a small cut, but the area will quickly swell. To start with, it will feel like a wasp sting, and then after about 5 minutes it starts to get worse, and in about 15 minutes you will not be able to walk if the bite's on your foot. The area becomes very red, and the bite mark becomes like a white circle, and after a while red blotches appear all over the body. Dizziness, chest pain, vomiting, breathing difficulties, stomachache and unconsciousness can follow. An anaphylactic reaction can also occur as the body reacts to the poison, so watch out for a swollen tongue, throat or any respiratory problems. Hospital treatment is required as soon as possible so the correct antivenom can be given. If it's possible at the time of the bite, look at the snake or take a picture of it, but only if it's safe to do so. Then the doctors can establish what snake was and give the correct treatment. The general advice for treatment is to activate the emergency services, note the time of the bite, reassure the patient, keep them calm and tell them not to move their limbs to prevent the venom from spreading. You can place an arm in a sling or with a leg, tie them together with a triangular bandage to prevent movement. Remove any jewellery as this can cause problems once limbs swell. Generally, you do not place a bandage over the bite, but if a bandage is needed over the bite, do not over tighten it and avoid interfering with the bite. If pain relief is given, paracetamol, not ibuprofen, as it can cause bleeding and clotting problems, which makes things worse. It may be necessary to splint the limb, if possible, to reduce movement and slow down the transit of the poison around the body. To monitor the swelling, it's a good idea to mark the edge of the swelling with a pen and note the time so you can track its progress as it increases. Finally, if the bite is from an exotic snake, you would apply a pressure bandage as far up the limb as possible over the clothing if necessary. Apply another pressure bandage as far up the limb as possible. These pressure bandages help prevent the venom from absorbing into the bloodstream and monitor their vital signs at all times.